Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Eva's House of Spirit. I'm Eva, and this video is going to touch upon the topic of decluttering your space for the sake of your inner and outer well-being. I'm not going to go into this topic at great length because I have provided articles and videos for you in the description below this video that will go into this subject a little deeper. I just want to kind of touch upon this, and I want to just kind of show you something that I decided to start doing today. And I think it's one thing that could contribute to decluttering of my space, but that is also, I think, an important part of freeing up my life. A lot of times we don't realize how much stuff we acquire over time. A lot of people, they sort of find joy in acquiring things. And while some things, I think, can bring us joy, some things can have form and function, overall, it's very easy to fall into the trap of acquiring way too many things. So that's pretty much a given. I'm sure many of you are aware of this. I'm sure, you're all on the same, page with me here. I'm probably preaching to the choir. A lot of you probably like, yep, I totally feel that. Yep, I know. But this video, I just kind of wanted to come on and remind everybody, maybe a good thing to do as we are moving closer to winter. I mean, it is November, December's coming. We're going to be sort of more closed within our homes as it gets colder outside for the most part. We're not going to be venturing out as much. So being that we're going to be spending a lot more time in our spaces, I think this would be a good time to assess the things we own. And, obviously in assessing the things we own, maybe we could find some benefit from lightening the load, making those spaces that we're going to be enclosed in soon a little more livable. In my own personal life, I've come to sort of feel like, I need to go through my things. I really do. There's a lot that I own that I'm like, why do I have this? One thing I'm going to be doing with the holidays approaching is I'm going to craft a lot of things or gift a lot of things that I have that are in decent or good condition that I think that someone else will appreciate more than I have. I'm going to keep it reasonable this holiday season. Reasonable, ecological, economical. That said, let me take you to this part of the video now where I want to show you an idea that I had. Something that I've done to help lighten my load a little bit with clutter. I don't know if a lot of you have this issue, but I have a thing. I haven't been doing it lately because I'm trying to not contribute to the problem. I'm trying to ease it up, I used to either subscribe to magazines or buy magazines at the supermarket, because you see that one article on the cover and you're like, oh, I want to read that. And then you get it and you're like, oh, this is great. I want to kind of hang on to this. And then before you know it, you have this sack of magazines and you're just like, oh, I can't keep all these. They're taking up so much space. So in particular, I have a lot of magazines with recipes and crafty things in them, but I mean, this could apply if you have, let's say, magazines on automotive stuff or fitness or whatever the magazines happen to be about. I know there's some new age publications out there. Even if you had magazines like witchy magazines or whatever the heck they happen to be, I decided today that I would tear out only the sections or articles that I wanted to keep or cut them out, and I would put them in page protectors in a binder. So I'm going to show you, I started this binder. It's just a plain blue binder I had laying around my house already from something else, but I don't need it for that other purpose anymore. So then I just put these page protectors in. Oh, and you can see I ripped out these little, you know, articles, these, let me hold it this way so you can see it a little better. I ripped out all this stuff that has, like, you know, Samhain and Halloween sort of crafts and things on how to carve pumpkins and do cute little things. Like, I ripped out only the sections that mattered to me, you know, because this is stuff that, like, this is stuff that I want to keep. But the majority of the material in the magazines that I had were not stuff that I wanted to keep. So I decided, I mean, hey, I went through at least, I want to say, 5 or 6 magazines, and it all came out to, all that I really wanted to keep was just a few pages, you know, worth of stuff. But the stack that I got rid of was like maybe that thick, you know? So maybe in the greater scheme of things, maybe it won't seem like it's a great change, but I would rather have one binder stuffed with only essential material and not have, you know, all this non-essential stuff. And another thing too about paper magazines, I want to try and, as much as I am able, move away from buying or subscribing to hard copy magazines because they take so much space in my home. A lot of people, they do just read them and then recycle them, but sometimes, like I said, you want to hang on to certain things. Well, I'm going to go through the ones that I have, and then from this point forward, if I want something, I'll go online, I'll find it on their websites. You know, you can read magazines online. You don't have to get the hard copy magazine. So if you like reading, you know, I don't even want to name a magazine, but if you like reading a particular, you know, homemaking magazine or whatever it is, you can just go on their website, read stuff there, and then just if you find a cute recipe or a cute article, print it out, put it in a binder, you know, or even just bookmark it on your computer or whatever. You don't have to really have these stacks of freaking magazines. So that's something I'm doing. But I've been doing other things, you know. I'm working on getting together donations, you know, of clothing, books, various things. You know, there are a lot of organizations for charity that, you know, oftentimes they'll mail you little cards, or, you know, they'll send you like the little bag, and then they'll send you their little card in with the little bag wrapped in cellophane that tells you what they accept, and, you know, then you can put your things in the bag and then call them up, schedule a pickup. They actually come and pick it up, you know, in front of your house. Now this may not be available in all areas, but in a lot of areas this is available, and they leave you a little slip where you can claim that donation on your taxes. So that's a good thing. If you don't have an organization that can do a pickup like that, I'm sure if you just went and looked around, you could find plenty of organizations that you can drop off, you know, donations at. You can drop things off with. I don't want the winter to start and I'm living in a home that's just like, I'm surrounded by all this crap. It's like, energetically, that's a lot of blocked energy. You know, I feel that clutter does kind of retain blocked energy. It kind of, it's sort of, it doesn't allow for clear energy flow in your space. And when your space is kind of blocked energy wise, then you start to feel stifled and blocked energy wise. And, you know, so that's the reason why I made this video. I hope you like my idea for this. Sorry, I was trying to pick it up and couldn't. For this little binder of, you know, just sections of magazines that actually matter to me. And this one's going to be basically just whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to all be Samhain and Halloween kind of stuff. This can be any particular, you know, crafty stuff that I want to put in there. I'm going to put in there and save that. But yeah, so if you like this video, do go down to the description, you know, check out the articles and the videos that I have linked for you there. And I'd love to hear from you all on the subject of decluttering with your inner and outer well-being in mind. You know, what you guys think about it. If you guys have anything to share or add, if you've had any relevant experiences in terms of getting rid of things that no longer serve you, or anything at all, thoughts, feelings, whatever, you can hit me up in the comments and I will do my best to try and address those. And with that said, I'm going to wish you blessed be and Ashe. Have a great night, and until our next exchange, bye-bye for now.